The journey to the wall continues. After barely surviving an ambush from a few scummy outlaws, we needed more men, so we scouted the nearby villages and took on some fresh new adventurers. After a few more days of travelling, we slowly started to see the wall on the horizon. The wall grew taller and taller until we could barely see the top. Soon after, Castle Black was in sight, and we made our way into the courtyard. I demanded an audience with the Lord Commander, and I was taken to the main hall. I was greeted by Lord Commander Mormont, and I handed over the letter given to me by Robb Stark. The old man didn't seem too surprised by the letter and chuckled. He mumbled, "We've been catching more and more wildlings by the day. They're fleeing south from dangers beyond the wall." Mormont's attitude suddenly changed and his voice deepened. He told me the Night's Watch are in desperate need of help. They barely have the men or resources to defend the wall, and if the rumors are true, they'll need every man they can get. He told me to insist Robb Stark to send help. Before leaving with Mormont's request, he asked one more favour of me. A large wildling raiding party had been scouted near the Bridge of Skulls, and asked me to help defend it alongside the host of Night's Watchmen. After hearing the shitty situation the Night's Watch are in, I couldn't refuse, so I gathered my men, packed our bags, and headed towards the Bridge of Skulls. After a long and brutal fight, we finally fought off the wildling raiding party. After securing the Bridge of Skulls, we headed back to Castle Black to tell Lord Mormont of the news. Once again, we were greeted by Lord Commander Mormont. We told him the good news and he thanked us for our help. He told us to have a night's rest and then head back down south to Winterfell to tell Robb Stark of his requests. We departed from Castle Black and made our way down south to Winterfell. As we approached Winterfell, Robb Stark was leaving with his army to fight the Lannisters in the south. Unfortunately, Robb Stark gave us the bad news as he couldn't spare any men. The war with the Lannisters was too important and every man was accounted for. After hearing the unfortunate news, I was in no rush to go back to Castle Black, so I spent a few days in Winterfell resting up my men. Me and the men decided to take a slight detour and venture into the Wolf's Wood. We stayed in Ironrath before heading deeper into the forest. We hunted deer and wild boars and drank ale around the fire, until suddenly we heard the howls. We must have travelled too close to a wolf's den. We could slowly hear the wolves creeping around us, stalking us, until out of nowhere the wolf pack charged at us. After a couple minutes of fighting, we finally fought off the wolfpack and they fled. The wolfpack claimed many good men. While tending to the wounded, I noticed a large wolf approaching. As I moved closer, I noticed the wolf looking back at me. I noticed this one is different to the other wolves. He looks stronger and much larger, until suddenly you realize this is a dire wolf and decide to take him in. The wolf seemed loyal, and who knows, he may be useful. After a night's rest, we thought it was a good time to leave the Wolf's Wood and head back to Winterfell. On our way back to Winterfell, we stumbled across a few outlaws resting in the forest. Without hesitation, we charged the outlaws, and I was also curious to see how my wolf would perform. After a nice and quick, easy fight against the outlaws, we looted their belongings and continued our journey to Winterfell. After a small stop off at Winterfell, we wasted little time, packed our stuff and made our journey back to Castle Black. Along the King's Road, we stumbled across a few Stark soldiers. As we got closer, they ran, until finally we caught up with them. They claimed they had no interest in going to war, and had deserted the army. Traitors don't belong to live, so we decided to take them out. After a long day of travelling, we made it back to Castle Black. We went straight to the Lord Commander to give him the bad news. As you expect, he wasn't too pleased. Since our last time at Castle Black, rumours of an even bigger threat had been stirring in the north. Lord Commander Mormont asked me to gather a small force and go beyond the wall. Joining me would be Jon Snow. He was equipped with a Valyrian steel sword, and if the rumours are true, we're going to be needing this weapon. So there you have it. In a matter of weeks, I went from doing my own thing to helping out the Starks, to helping out the Night's Watch, and now going beyond the wall. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it feels right. And besides, someone's gotta do it. Before we set off on our epic adventure beyond the wall, I thought I'd take a little look. For the first time I looked beyond the wall. I gazed upon the northern wilderness, wondering if this is where I would meet my end. By my surprise, it took little convincing to my men to join me on this epic adventure. It seems we formed quite a bond over the last few weeks. After making sure we were fully supplied, it was time to go. The giant gate slowly opened. We walked through until we were out the other side. The gate slowly shut behind us, and suddenly we were on our own. There was no wall to protect us now. Jon Snow had handpicked some loyal followers to join our company. The future and safety of the realm depended on us. We must find out what this danger is lurking beyond the wall, and take action before it's too late. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you liked episode 2. It took a long time to make. I actually did restart the episode completely. I had it almost finished, like I said, at the end of last episode, and I completely scrapped it. I wasn't happy, and I thought I'd give it a complete redo, which I did, and that's why it's taken a little longer to upload. I want to give a huge shout out to Soup, who did a quick sketch for the Bridge of Skulls, which you saw earlier on in the episode. He did that really quickly for me. I was trying to do it myself, but he's way too talented, and it was awesome. So huge thanks to him. I want to quickly shout out my Patreon because I am bringing it back. I've already done behind the episode, which is basically me going through frame by frame of each episode. I would be doing the same for this one after this is uploaded. I'm also thinking of adding some extra features to my Patreon, like naming my direwolf, which I acquired in this episode. The reason why I am plugging my Patreon is because I don't make money off YouTube. These videos don't make me any money whatsoever, and Patreon is the only thing that really sort of helps me out. By all means, you don't have to, but I'd really appreciate anything, so yeah, thanks so much. Alright guys, I'll see you in episode 3. It's getting spicy, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Farewell.